Rahul Gandhi ji and Sonia Gandhi ji has not seen the light of the day in the last 1.5 years. They were called, but we don't know what happened to the investigation. So I believe they are the B team of each other, not us. Both the so-called senior national parties are scheming against us is what I believe. But ultimately, BRS has emerged as a most loved party by the people of Telangana. Tomorrow, when we are going across the nation, we are facing the similar kind of affection from across the nation. And that is the original fear of these two parties. That is why I think they end up calling us each other's B team.
But mainly both the parties accusing you B team of each other party. How do you see that? Mainly, you're calling it, they are opposition parties, that's fine. But how do you see, where do you keep BRS in between?
Well, see, this is a resistance that you see in any political parties when another new player comes in to, grab their political space that is available. So the way BRS is progressing in Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, in various other states where we are going in, I believe that is a fear among these two parties, and their fears will certainly come true. We will make a mark felt in the national elections.
But top leaders coming here, this is a poll-bound state, and in a couple of months notification is expected. Basically top leaders coming here, even we are hearing that BJP is planning that they'll be bringing in top guns for the campaigning, and also while all top leaders have visited here, Rahul Gandhi and also Sonia Gandhi's declarations you have saw. So both the parties accusing you that BRS is working with the BJP, BRS is working with the Congress, and and another the other party, your friendly ally party, has stated that you will be you are having that chance and space where can be filled, and also third different can also be made up. But how do you see these B team accusations?
Well, that's what I said. Any new player coming in, both the old players are trying to get defensive, are getting defensive rather. But ultimately, BRS always has this political clarity that any political party's fundamental duty is towards its people. And we've performed well in Telangana. We've worked very, very hard in the last 9 years to make sure that our state prospers and progresses and makes its mark felt across the nation. We've done that. Today, we are number one in per capita. We are number one in many, many, many indices that the national government itself gives out. So that is what we will promise the people of other states as well and people of the nation as well, and we will come out with a very good agenda, especially for Telangana on October 16th. We will come out with our manifesto. So I'm sure political philosophy of BRS always has been people-centric, not power-centric, but for the rest of the parties it is very different.
And if you come to the women's reservation, ma'am, you've been fighting on this issue since long time. You've also organized a protest in the national capital, Delhi, and even few political parties extended the support at that time. Recently, you have written to 47 political heads, and now Congress is taking the, and also you heard that today's special session started, and the scoop is that women's reservation will be tabled. So speaking on this women's reservation, you were speaking on this, you're fighting on this, and now Congress is taking the credit that they tabled the bill way back in 1996. How do you see this? How do you see the the politics going on this matter, and Congress now taking the credit, and you're fighting on this issue since long time?
See, first of all, it is not Congress's brainchild. Women's reservation bill was introduced by Honorable Devagowda ji in 1996, not the Congress party. Two, yes, the Congress party made sure the bill passed in Rajya Sabha, for which all the women of this country have given credit to the Congress party. But in the last 16 years, Congress party did not lift a little finger to do anything about this bill. And also, in fact, they were so arrogant that they even forgot to mention the women's reservation bill in the 2019 National Manifesto of Congress party. So if you do not even care to mention this bill in your manifesto, that shows the kind of seriousness that you have towards this bill. And they have never questioned the BJP government in the last 10 years, never even asked once to introduce the bill again and get the bill passed. But it's only when BRS started building up the pressure, when KCR Garu had written a letter again to Modi ji 2 days back. So it was by that pressure, forcibly, the Congress Working Committee had made a resolution, passed a resolution yesterday, and now they're again saying that, we are the ones who are fighting, etc., which is not true. Yes, there is some work that they've done, but they've forgotten about it, and we we reminded them of that. Ultimately, when it comes to the issue of women's reservation, I only can hope and wish and pray, and I've always requested all the political parties, please rise above the politics and support the women's reservation bill. So later on we can fight, but women's reservation bill is important because half of our population and half of the voters, active voters, are women in this country, and we vote, but then we don't get enough representation. That is why most of our issues don't get addressed. The crime increasing, the gender pay gap increasing, these are all serious issues which can take the country down. So I believe women reservation bill has to be introduced. The sooner the better, and I hope the new building will be lucky for women.
Yes, ma'am. At the same time, you are also building pressure. Even CM KCR has written letter to Prime Minister, even on the OBCs, yes. On the women reservation and also OBC reservation, demanding 33% for women, 33% for the OBCs. And do you see this, women reservation historic because PM Modi hinting out that bringing in some historic bill. So how do you see this, and what would you like to state on the OBCs?
Well, it is not now. In 2014, when our state was first formed, in the very first assembly session, we had passed a resolution in our state assembly on both these issues, 33% women's reservation, 33% OBC reservation, and we've always committed to this resolution. We said whenever the central government puts a bill in the parliament, we will back it up. No questions asked. So that is till date our stand. And yesterday our parliamentary party once again had written to the Honorable Prime Minister. And as I said, rising above politics, if Modi ji is bringing in that bill, the women of India will be very, very thankful to him. But if they do not, women of India will also remember that. And Congress party also should, in fact, build up more pressure on the ruling party. That is what I request them to do. In fact, I would demand them to do so.
Even they are saying that, if initially it wasn't mentioned in the 9 issues where actually Sonia Gandhi has written the letter to the Prime Minister. And now, they have made this after, receiving some information, or, we can say that after several resolutions have been brought in, CWC has, passed some 14 resolutions. Right. And, Gandhis have also spoken about it, like, what the resolutions are, like, while addressing the crowd. Few have been spoken, and the resolutions have been given to the media, and even other leaders like Chidambaram and Pawan Kher and others have spoken about it. So now coming out and also taking it way back to the 1996, and now they are saying that we will be supporting it in the parliament if these discussions are there. And why not in the why not in the letter? Why later in the CWC?
Well, as I said, BRS continuously built pressure about the women's reservation bill. When Madam Sonia Gandhi ji did not mention women's issue in the 9 points that she had written to the Honorable Prime Minister for the special session of the Parliament, we had brought up that issue, made it public that she did not mention it. She should have mentioned it. And then the very next day in our parliamentary committee meeting, we wrote a letter again to the Honorable Prime Minister. I personally wrote letters to all the 47 parties. So there has been a great deal of discussion happening about women's reservation bill. So that is why I say Congress party under pressure had passed this resolution, not with any kind of sincerity, because we've seen it in the last 16 years. They've forgotten about the women reservation bill completely. It is high time now they should do something in the parliament. They should raise this issue again in the parliament, and if the current government brings it, they should undoubtedly and unconditionally back it up, is what I demand the Congress party.
Ma'am, at the same time, BJP is on their stand, and since beginning they are accusing the BRS party as well as accusing you, mainly saying that why can't Kavitha, ask CM KCR to do it, because since last 9-10 years, KCR's government is in place and he formed the government, and why can't Chief Minister KCR, bring this women reservation in the state assembly, or give a woman to the tickets, or whatever reservation is wherever reservation is applied. And even Chief Minister KCR recently in his press conference, when even we have questioned him, he stated that there are we will follow it, but norms should be brought in and central government should pass it. But how do you see these BJP accusations?
Well, see, BJP is basically trying to shift their weight onto somebody else's shoulders. They are in the central government. They enjoy a full majority in the parliament, in the Lok Sabha particularly, and the bill technically has already cleared Rajya Sabha. So the only hitch right now is that within half an hour, they can introduce it in the parliament and get it passed with the kind of majority that they have. So the complete responsibility and lack of political will by the Bharatiya Janata Party, it is clearly showing to the people of this nation. So to avoid that, they're trying to blame us. They're trying to shift the weight to BRS, saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Point is not individuals and individual parties shouldering the weight of the current government. Government should come up with a permanent solution for the women of this nation. And it is in the interest of democracy, because women, when they get into the parliament, they will not only talk about women, they will talk about kids, they will talk about education, they will talk about peace, they will bring about many more issues which probably are not even never been discussed in the parliament. I strongly believe in that, because we women have proved ourselves when we were given chance in panchayats, when we are given chance in the local body. We proved that. We improved the villages. Many reports from the United Nations also say that. So it is high time that the BJP stops accusing other parties of various things and pass the bill.
So, ma'am, how do you see this? When it comes to this state, Gandhis are attacking the BRS, and even Amit Shah has attacked the BRS yesterday. So, when it comes to the Congress, even if BRS sees it as an opposition or not, Congress is the opposition in the state, as per the results in the previous polls. So, how do you see it? They are booming on the ground, and Gandhis attacking. 6 declarations have been given, and several issues have been included. And yesterday, BRS leaders have attacked the Congress, saying that they couldn't bring down the promises to the ground when it comes to the Karnataka or Chhattisgarh, Himachal, Rajasthan. But how are they promising here in Telangana state? But can you see these schemes? They have made it well, and also few schemes are already in place, and names have been changed. What would you like to state on this, especially on Gandhis?
First of all, I don't believe Congress party has any kind of compassion for the people of Telangana. They're just looking at political power, and their top leadership, Madam Sonia Gandhi herself, said that her dream is for her party to rule the state. Well, I wish she would have said her dream is for the Telangana state to prosper, for the people of Telangana to prosper, the peace to prevail in the state, development to happen in the state, but unfortunately they did not say that. That people of Telangana have taken note of. We understand that they're only looking for their own political benefit, but people don't matter to them. In the schemes that they've mentioned, there is a lot of conflict. They say they'll remove Dharani, which is a scheme which makes sure land records are kept intact, because of which, then the technology that we use, the blockchain technology, Raitu Bandhu, which is a farmers incentive scheme, goes to the farmers very regularly. So on one hand, they say they'll remove Dharani. On the second hand, they say they'll increase the farmers incentive. So idea of the Congress and the actual intention of the Congress is understood by the people of Telangana. They'll realize it, and I'm sure they will dismiss Congress and support BRS, because BRS in the last 10 years has never missed a single payment of pension. We've never missed a single payment of Raitu Bandhu. Even in Corona, we've never missed purchasing the paddy till the last grain. So we've stood by our people in times of need. We've stood by our people. We've made policies that will last for generations. We've brought in revolutionary schemes which have changed the fortunes of the state. Today, anywhere in Telangana you go, there is land will be not less than 50 lakhs per acre. So prosperity of a nation, prosperity of a state is measured by the wealth accumulated by their people. Today, the per capita income of the state is highest in the country. In fact, more than the national average of this country. So BJP knows that. Congress knows that we are a strong performer. So just to make sure that they tarnish our image in the people, they're trying their best. They can try with all their might, but we've always been with the people. People believe in our leader KCR Garu and in our party BRS. So we will come back to power with the blessings of people of Telangana.
Ma'am, ongoing issue, Razakars. BJP is saying that people should know what happened in the history. And KTR just, your brother and also minister, very big leader from the Telangana, he has it out at the... Actually, Bandi Sanjay has tweeted it, and he took to Twitter, KTR took to Twitter and said that intellectually bankrupt BJP leaders are saying that are now doing their best in communalizing these things. But basically, he's it out at the BJP, and BJP leaders are saying that people of Telangana should know the history about the Razakars. Even yesterday, Amit Shah spoke about the Razakars and said that we should remember the martyrs.
We know the drill, what BJP does in any poll-bound state. They'll release some films, they'll try to flare up the emotions, they'll try to get few votes, but they'll miserably fail in this state, because people in this state are known for their Ganga Jamna Tehzeeb, they're known for their patience and their love and their understanding of other communities and the harmony with which we live. We're a truly cosmopolitan state, starting from the rural areas to the Hyderabad. That is one of our major secrets of prosperity and success.
BRS MLC there talking about various issues, but the most important being the Women's Reservation Bill. 2 hours to go for the cabinet meeting to begin. All eyes on what is going to be the surprise that is going to come out. We'll get you all the details. There have been a series of meetings taking place between the ministers. Come back after the break for details.